Hey everyone, guess who's back? It's Kamish.
Back here with another draft preview, and this time it's last year's champion, Sean, and our also fellow commish, Fallen Misfits. What a year. It's got to feel good to finally taste the champagne. And it's also got to feel good that in the first year, excuse me, that we started like giving out the keepsake trophies. It'd be cool to ship that trophy year over year, but I don't think it's practical. So the keepsake trophies are practical, and again, this out of pocket expense for me, of course, but I don't care because I've always said, I wanted to run a good league, and you helped me run that good league. So just want to say I really appreciate it, and you've definitely proven especially in the last probably, I guess it's what, 5 years or so that you're right up there with the best of us in terms of performance. Obviously, the first few years were tougher. I'm just going to share my screen here, and Zoom's changed everything on me here, so it's a little bit different, but we'll get going here. All right, so here we go. Sean and the Kamish. And your current keepers look like this. And you got, in my opinion, four really good ones. Um, you got C-Mac here, running back San Fran. We got Lamar with Baltimore. Well, first off, let's talk a little bit about C-Mac. So C-Mac, obviously, who fantasy player of the year last year, I'd say. I'd say most people that had C-Mac last year probably won their leagues. You had him, you won. And I think you traded for him too, like a couple of years back. So obviously, you were constructing the winning lineup finally, and that trade for C-Max obviously paid off. Lamar, playoff failures aside, how's a professional quarterback throw into triple coverage anyway? I don't know. That just didn't seem real to me. But Lamar is going to put up big numbers anyways in fantasy, right? And having him as the dual threat option, let's face it, if the throw ain't there, he's running. So it's just the way she goes in Baltimore. We'll see if they run more actually with King Henry there. I think they're trying to limit the hits on Lamar maybe by having that other option in the run game like Derrick Henry instead of Gus the Bus or people like that. So see what happens there. AJ Brown, I mean the benefit here is he's on your team and he's legit. So I don't know where he finished last year, probably top five, I would imagine. So when you look at the three core offensive categories, running back, quarterback, wide receiver, looks like you got top three, maybe top five keeper quality there. Your other two keepers, I'm a little bit iffy on. All this hype with Houston's kind of scaring me a little bit. Diggs is a cancer, I think, and I wouldn't be surprised if Diggs always goes to that new team and plays well in that first year. But I wouldn't be surprised if you see Buffalo actually have a decent year when everyone's saying they're doing shit. And Houston actually takes a step back. And what will they blame it on? Oh, the sophomore slump for CJ Stroud, right? And I think that'll affect Tank Dell. Didn't Tank Dell get hurt late at the end of the year too? And increased competition with Stephon Diggs there now, right? Nico Collins obviously there. So we'll have to see where Tank Dell lies, but he put up some big numbers last year. And the hope there is he would continue with that. And then Joe Mixon, I think this guy is almost washed up, to be honest. Cincinnati was ready to move on. Guys have got a lot of tread. I know he's going to that electric offense in Houston, but it's not like that doesn't carry competition in that running back room as well, and with younger legs as well. So I think those are just the two that I'm a bit worried about for you. But again, that's just my personal opinion. Just because I think the hype on Houston just scares me way too much. I see Vegas making a bunch of money on people betting on Houston. Ulakun, Jacksonville Jaguars, one of the best IDPs you can have. Lots of tackling volume. I think that'll work out for you well. Let's get into the draft pick scenario now. So, when we look at your draft picks, you only have six in the first 10. I mean, I think winning a championship trumps any shitty draft pick scenario you're going to have the following year. You do pick 20th. That's your first pick. I think you'll probably still get someone decent there, and we'll get into likely first keeper in a moment or first pick in a moment. Then you don't pick till round four. The good news is that's the first pick in that round. And then you can see 6, 7, 8, and 10. So not a lot of picks. So you're definitely gonna have to hit on those. Looking at rounds 11 to 20, you definitely have a few picks there. Looks like you got 12, and doubling up on the later rounds though. But I think that's probably still smart trading that you did, getting a better team. You did that too, I think, with Tank Dell and Joe Mixon last year. And it's clear here you didn't have to take on a lot of the round 28, 29, 27 fodder. You took on some, obviously, when you look on your rounds 21 to 29, but I think you did obviously a great job with those trades, and definitely helped into your championship season last year. All right, likely first pick. So thank you so much for sending me what your likely first pick was going to be. You're thinking it might be Christian Watson. And, when I was looking through it, I was like, well, it kind of looks like yeah, you might end up with Christian Watson. I think you're going to go with a receiver, Chris Godwin. I think maybe another homecoming. Like, wasn't he your round one pick last year? I think he might maybe still be available at that range. Who knows? And then I also got Adonai Mitchell, the rookie in Indianapolis. It sounds like he's having a pretty good off season. So, I think obviously for that. Maybe it's a risk picking a rookie, but obviously it could also end up being a future keeper. All right, so going into potential storylines here. So if things go well, you see yourself obviously competing for the division championship. I think you probably could as well. I think if things go well, you're definitely potentially be a playoff team with that keeper quality you got. And I know you're not afraid to make some moves when it's required. You have, if things go bad, 12th place. I have 16th or 17th, and I'm kind of basing this on if you lose one of the big three, and by the big three I mean C-Mac, AJ Brown, or Lamar. I mean, I know that could happen to anyone, but or maybe one of them struggles. Maybe Lamar, can't recover from throwing in the triple coverage. Then I see you finishing 16th or 17th potentially, to be honest with you. Your take, what do you see here? You sent me some disjointed messages, so I just had to throw that out there. You think you'll battle for the division if everything goes right. You think it's hard to repeat as you don't have the picks in the 7 to 10 to build an excellent IDP base, but you do have top five keepers, which obviously I've outlined. Definitely at least 4 out of 6, I think, are elite. Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting year for you, but again, you have your name on the championship now, and your career record is now above 500, and you definitely have proven yourself to be one of the better owners here in the Wffl. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen and just say thanks so much, Sean, for helping me manage the league. And it's hard to believe that we're in our 11th season. Um, yeah, but it's been awesome. It's been an awesome ride, and let's keep doing this till we're old and gray. I'm already gray, but let's keep doing this. Hopefully forever. Even though my opinion of the NFL has changed a lot, I probably won't watch a lot of games this year. But I do enjoy doing the fantasy with you guys, and I just want to say thank you so much for being a part of it. Have a good year, man.